everybody, welcome back to Reckless Rock Reviews. This is my dad.
Hey guys.
And today we're going to be doing a little tribute video to Chris Cornell. This is the anniversary of his death, back when he died in 2017. So, you know, we're big Soundgarden and Chris Cornell fans, my mom especially. She's like the biggest Soundgarden fan ever, so I'm also going to be dedicating this video to her. I love you, Mommy.
Hey babe.
Do you remember when he died? I was too young to really remember it.
I do. I was in New York City on business. Had woken up, gotten ready for work, and went down to the hotel lobby. Was having some breakfast, and they had the TV monitor up, and they announced it on the local news. And I was just in shock. And I knew I had to call my wife because she's the hugest Soundgarden and Chris Cornell fan. So gave her a call, woke her up because I was 3 hours ahead. It was pretty early in the morning. Probably woke her up at like 4 something in the morning, and told her, and she just burst into tears. And it was just a very sad day. Very sad day. People at work, some of them didn't even know who he was. Some did. Some were in shock like me. Others that didn't know were, I guess, kind of surprised that I was in such shock and kind of, you know, clearly emotionally kind of taken aback. But yeah, it was a very sad day.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I'm sure if a musician I love, you know, died one day, I'm sure I'd probably be really sad. Like Don Dokken would probably be the one I'd be the most sad over. You know how I feel about Don.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so now just a little treat for my mom. I've got her top 10 Soundgarden songs on this piece of paper right here.
On a happier note.
Yeah, on a happier note. So I'll go into this. So number 10 is Hunted Down, which is on this compilation album that Soundgarden did in the early 90s called Screaming Life. And that's a really, really good song. It's very short, 2 minutes, but it's still really good. You know, I love Soundgarden a lot, so, you know, I can really get into these songs. All right. So number 9 is Never the Machine Forever, which was from Down on the Upside. Really good song in my opinion. I love all the songs on her list. She's got a great list. And then number 8 for her is Fresh Tendrils from Super Unknown. She plays that song a lot when we're in the car. She just plays like nonstop Soundgarden when we go on road trips together. And then number 7 is My Wave, which is also from Super Unknown. That's one of her, again, another very played song from her. And then number 6 is Rusty Cage from Bad Motorfinger. That's probably my favorite music video from them that they ever did. I always thought it was a really just cool video and a great way to open the Bad Motorfinger album, in my opinion. So number 5, we're going, you know, pretty far back for this one, is Incessant Mace from Ultra Mega OK. Really good song. I really love the opening. Doom, doom, doom. Like, I love that.
Not one bad song so far. Mommy's got a great list.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 is their cover of the Black Sabbath song Into the Void. She actually likes that version better than the Black Sabbath version. So, yeah, she mainly favors the live version that they did, like listen to a live recording or whatever. But yeah, they do a good job on that song, but I personally prefer the Sabbath version.
Me too.
So number 3 is Black Rain from Telephantasm, a compilation album that they did.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome song.
And then number 2 is Super Unknown, which is from Super Unknown. I love that song. And I'm going to assume you like it too.
Of course. I'm looking at the list. I like every single song on here.
And then number 1, which is honestly probably my favorite Soundgarden song too, Slaves and Bulldozers from Bad Motorfinger.
Yeah.
Best song, one of like the best songs in all of 90s rock. And then I've also got some albums to show. I've got 3 Soundgarden records. Got Bad Motorfinger. Got The Guys Back There. And then I've got Super Unknown right here. It opens too. And then I've got this compilation that they did called A-Sides. It's got some unreleased songs on here and then some stuff from previous albums. And this opens too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool picture of them. All right, so now that I went through the albums that I have and then my mom's top 10, do you have any cool stories that you like to share of Chris Cornell or Soundgarden related stuff?
Just mainly concert stories. First time I saw him was I think it was 91 or early 90s. They opened for Metallica, and I was a huge Metallica fan. I think it was the Black Album tour. And Soundgarden opened for them at the Oakland Coliseum. I really don't like Coliseum shows, but Metallica was so big already at that point that, that's what they do. And that's what they've done forever now. But, yeah, Soundgarden, 1991, I believe it was. And I was fortunate enough to see them. Me and Mommy went and saw them. I think it was I'm remembering it being at UC Berkeley in the East Bay. And in the Bay Area, and he was doing a solo project at that time. He wasn't Audio Slave, it was before that, but Soundgarden had broken up or something. So he's doing a solo album, at least I think they broke up. And we went and saw him there, and it was really cool. He did a lot of acoustic stuff. That was really nice.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was super cool. Then we saw him again. Me and Mommy saw him again. And before he died, I think it was his last tour. And I'm thinking that was like 2014, 15, 16, somewhere in there. Great show. So every one of these shows, just phenomenal voice, amazing talent, just some of the best songwriting and lyrics. Just he was one of a kind. Chris was one of a kind. You don't see that kind of talent very often, frankly. I'm getting a little emotional.
It's okay. It's a tribute video. Stuff like that happens.
But, just thinking about him, and, I'm Gen X, and, this is what, in my 20s, what I came into love with all the other Seattle bands, and like so many other people out there. And Soundgarden is by far my favorite of all those bands that came out of Seattle.
My favorite, too.
That's for sure. Let's see. So that was the last time I saw Soundgarden. Then I got to see Temple of the Dog when they did that tour. I think that was, I think it was 2017 or 16, something like that. Sorry, I'm so bad with names. It's sometimes my memory gets a little foggy, but I just remember it being a wonderful show. And almost said phenomenal, but it is the apt word. It was phenomenal, but I use that word too much. So I'll just say spectacular. It was a spectacular show.
All right.
And was there with a friend. And do you remember when, after he passed, we went down to, we were going to Disneyland or something, and we swung by the Hollywood Forever.
Yeah, I remember that. That's probably the only real Soundgarden or Chris Cornell related memory that I have, because like I said, I was too young to really get into that type of music, so I was kind of just
We'll share the story. I'll let you share.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. We were visiting his grave. And then a limo pulls up, and then out comes, his widow, Vicky Cornell, and then Linda Ramone was actually with him. She was visiting John.
I think it was the anniversary. I think the second anniversary of his passing.
Yeah, so they showed up together, and then Linda was probably visiting, Johnny's grave, and then.
Well, they're right next to each other.
Yeah, they're right next to each other. If you haven't been to the cemetery, and then. Yeah, we got to say hi to them, and they were both, nice to us, and it was kind of.
Well, Vicky talked to you for 10 minutes. You don't remember that? She was just talking to you how school was.
Oh, I remember. Probably because, I was a kid and stuff,
She really took the time to, spend some time with my daughter, which I thought was really cool, and talked with my wife, and they hugged and cried together. Is a pretty emotional thing. And it was cool just to be, if you've ever gone to that cemetery, it's just a walk through history, really. I mean, I think right across the way from Chris Cornell is Mickey Rooney, and Toto, the dog from
was right next to him, and that's pretty ironic, Temple of the Dog, and then you've got little Toto next to you.
That's funny. Oh, another memory. We went up to Seattle, and we went to the Mopop.
That's another good Chris Cornell memory that I have. I was slightly older.
Go ahead, I'll let you share.
Yeah, so we were at the Mopop, which, has a bunch of Seattle music history there. I mean, like, I think we even went to the house where part of Singles was filmed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we did.
Yeah, we also went there. Another cool memory. It's not the most Chris Cornell related memory, but it does have some tie-ins,
Oh, yeah.
The Singles
house. Yeah, the Singles
Yeah,
house.
the Singles house,
One of my favorite movies from back then.
Yeah, Matt Dillon, Bridget Fonda, just great movie.
Yep.
But yeah, so back to Mopop. So we were like exploring, and then we got to see this cool like statue bus type thing of Chris outside, and then he got to take a picture with that.
Yeah, full on statue. I think it was dedicated the year before we went there. We went there in 2019. I think they dedicated it in 2018. But a cool statue, great likeness of Chris right in front of the Mopop.
Yeah.
Totally fitting.
So just very cool memories to share. I was happy.
And then we had one other. We went over to where he grew up in the Ballard district. Mommy wanted to go to where he grew up.
Oh, okay.
So we went over
I forgot about that.
To his old neighborhood and had lunch over there and just kind of drove around, checked things out. So
anyway, that was cool.
Walked down memory lane.
Some other cool just Chris Cornell memories. So yeah, we shared our memories. We shared the top 10 list, and yeah, just rest in peace to Chris. He rocked the world for, decades, and he was just, one of the best rockers to ever live, really.
In my opinion, the best rock vocalist ever.
He's really, really amazing.
Number one. I can't think of anybody better than Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty damn awesome, Yeah, Chris was amazing. So I hope all you Chris Cornell and Soundgarden fans out there can appreciate this video. I'm sure my mom will appreciate this video as well. Like, I just want to say this again. I love you, Mommy. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and keep rocking.
Later.